Okay, welcome back to the gold box with Pools of Radiance, the first of the series. So, let me just, before I say anything negative, let me just say that I have been playing this game now for, oh boy, gosh, maybe it's been like 8 hours or something like that. That I think maybe 8 hours past what we played last time. And so that fact alone means that there is something of value here. You know, it is fun. I guess it is kind of addictive, I suppose. So, you know, keep that in mind. That being said, definitely not a perfect game. So, I want to say I'm kind of halfway. It's hard to tell because there's actually nothing restricting you from going to the final boss as soon as you get off the boat at the start of the game. You can just go to the final boss. You will die horribly. But basically, the entire game is just building up your characters to have enough strength to just go to the final boss and kill him. So it's kind of hard to say how far along I am. I think the best metric that you could use is based on the commissions that you get. Basically, you know, the quests that you get. There's a total of 15 commissions. The 15th one is to go kill the final boss. Okay. So I have done now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't do 6, I don't think. 7, 8, and 9. So I've done 8 of the 15. So technically you'd say I'm like halfway done. But if you look at it in a different way, if you look at like level caps, the level cap for fighters in this game is 8. And my fighters are like a hair breadth away from hitting 6. Now, again, you need more and more XP, so it still could be true that I'm about halfway. But yeah, level cap for fighters is 8. I didn't really look at the other classes, but, you know, it'll be fine. So, at this point, we're actually kind of done. So there's the town, right? New Flan, or whatever it's called. And then you go west from the town at the start, and you enter into the slums, okay? From the slums, you can kind of keep traveling into other areas of, like, the surrounding town. So you go to, like, this keep area, and you go to a plaza area, you go to, like, this library area, a big manor, you know, things like that. Like, there's, like, a textile area. And all of those are basically related to various commissions you get. And so it's pretty much intended at the start of the game that you're just going to keep kind of traveling outward from the town further and further, clearing out these other areas. Eventually, though, you're going to get commissions that take you outside of town. And that was kind of a surprise when I first saw it, because I thought the entire game was just like here, you know. But if we go to the boat, and say we go to the bay, we board a boat, and here we are now outside of town, so we can actually leave, and we're on horseback outside of town. Now you can't see the map that I can with the companion, but there is just it's almost reminiscent of like Final Fantasy 1, kind of this like overworld map. And so there's a bunch of locations here. There's the Nomad Camp, the Kobold Cave, the Lizardmen Keep. There's a pyramid, the Buccaneers Base, and there's Dragon Cave. There's a couple other spots, but yeah, so then you start getting commissions to go out here. So I've already cleared out, I did the mission at the Nomad camp, and I did the Cobalt Cave. And again, despite the game's issues, I do think it is pretty cool. Like, if you go to the Nomad camp, you, like, start moving forward, and then you get accosted by the Nomads. And they don't really say anything, they just kind of look at you. And you have the option of just, like, attacking them outright before they attack you. Or you can try and parlay, or you can run away, you know? And then if you parlay with them, they're like, okay, you're cool, and let's have a feast. And then you have the option, you know, eventually the leader's like, you know, we're having real trouble with the kobolds. And you have the option then of just leaving. If you want, you can just abandon the Nomads and be like, yeah, good luck with that. And then the kobolds will actually come in and wipe out all the Nomads, which will technically complete the mission. But, you know, it's not really the good way to do it. You can, I mean, basically at any point, you can attack the Nomads if you want, and they have their own treasure. But if you wait around long enough, the kobolds do attack, and then you get into a big fight against a lot of kobolds, but you're joined by Nomads as allies. I think that's all really, really cool. And there's a lot of kind of commissions, you know, quests and locations that do feel really pretty unique. You know, the Cobalt Cave is an entirely different experience than that, because you go in there and they've set up like traps because they're kobolds, you know, so you have to like be alert for traps, and if you've got a good thief, you can kind of disarm the traps. And then you bump into like this drunken kobold, and if you actually wake him up, he'll lead you to like the king's chamber, and you avoid all the traps along the way because he just leads you there. But then once you get into the king's chamber, then you get into this massive fight. It's actually a series of fights. So you do one fight, and then you don't even get a chance for a break, and you get thrown into a second fight. And I think right before the second fight, he actually like fires off his ballistas, so your whole team takes a bunch of damage. And then you get thrown into the second fight, and then you get thrown in a third fight, which is quite brutal. But yeah, there's a lot of locations that do feel pretty unique, which is cool. In comparison to something like Might and Magic, where, you know, outside of like maybe different enemy types or something to make it a bit more thematic, most of the locations were pretty much, you know, ho-hum. One pyramid was the same as one dungeon, you know, whatever. But here, you know, the Kobold Cave felt like a Kobold Cave. The Nomad Camp felt like a Nomad Camp. Like, I think that's pretty sweet. So let's head into the... Actually, yeah, let's do the graveyard, because I have a commission to clear out this graveyard. And I have... Explosion of lightning reveals the nightmare scene of a graveyard turned upside down. Okay, so one thing I'll note is that we're playing... DOSBox I've cranked up to, like, double speed. And that's because some of these battles, actually most of the battles, contain just large numbers of combatants. And it takes a very long time for them to go through all their turns, especially if they're like firing arrows that have to travel across the screen and stuff. So yeah, I just typically play on double speed now. Yeah. Okay. Goldbox Companion, right? That's basically like an instrumental part of playing the game at this point. You don't strictly need it. I mean, they didn't have it back in the day and people played it, but unless you're willing to pull out grid paper to map stuff, like if you don't have any map of any kind, good God, because you're going to be traveling through so many locations like over and over that just look identical a lot of the time. And yeah, it would be a nightmare. It would just be a nightmare. So I recommend the companion. And also being able to see your character's health at any time without digging into some menu. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. Actually, this walkthrough says the graveyard mission should be one of the last things we do. So, fuck that. We'll just leave. Alright, that's fine. I wasn't planning on going there anyways. I was planning to go to the pyramid. Somehow. Oh, we spot a group of lizard men. So now we can fight them. We could wait to see what they do. We could flee, which probably results in them running us down. Or we can try and parlay. So if we parlay, you know, it depends on your attitude. Lizard men, you know, we might want to be abusive. And so there, we didn't really see the text, but we convinced them to fuck off. Here's a group of nomads. And they actually fight us, even though I thought we were buddies with the nomads. But alright, so here's a big battle. And then they all got to go first. I guess I should have parlayed. You can avoid a lot of fights in this game, I will say. That being said, you do have to do a lot of fights in this game. So, it's not like the Might and Magic games, like 3, 4, and 5, where having a walkthrough and having the maps just means you can kind of speed through the whole experience. Here, most of the experience and the time is the combat. And there's not really much ways to speed through it. Now, initially, if you recall, I was hesitant about using the companion feature for, like, for full healing at any time and like restoring your spells at any time. Yeah, I got over that real fast, let me tell you. Because basically there's very rare instances where you can't just leave an area, rest, and come back. If you're deep in a location and there's a lot of random encounters, yes, it's possible you'd be caught in another random encounter you'd have to do. But like I said, you can avoid a lot of fights, like random encounters and stuff. And so, pretty much it's just a massive time saver to just say, alright, fuck it. I could go into basically every battle with full health and full spells, so why don't we just do that? Because the tough fights are still going to be tough fights. You know, for the tough fights, you would go out and come back to make sure that you're at full health and full strength. That being said, there is sometimes where you can cheese it. Okay, we want to go, I want to maybe try and get on the other side of the river. I'm not quite sure how to get to this pyramid. West is where we want to go. And this should dump us off in the... No, stay. Oh, okay, we're here. Good. Surprised by a group of kobolds. Alright, we will be abusive to them, and they will fuck off. Okay, I don't know how to get into the pyramid. I'm a little lost. So there is some occasions where you can abuse that, like, instant heal, instant spell loss, and the big one that I noticed was that 3-wave fight in the kobold cave. Because you get a screen where you can, like, loot the treasure after the first wave, and if you heal through companion, you know, you can get back all your strength for the second wave and the third wave. And that's not great. Okay, apparently there's a rowboat somewhere. On the top side of it? Yeah, a rowboat. Okay. You're in front of a magnificent pyramid. You have found a secret door that leads into the pyramid. I will enter. Okay. But I'm not overly bothered by just using the conveniences. It's a lengthy game. It's a complex game. Feel a strange tingle when you get close to a bare area. Throw a rock. You throw a rock. Suddenly it disappears with a flash. Move on. You suddenly find yourselves elsewhere. Oh, okay. So here, even with the map, you know, it's gonna be complicated. It says you never need to enter the level 1 maze. You can use a series of teleporters to go to level 3 and defeat Yarash at location 25. Okay. So I entered there, and then I uh-huh. Yeah, these maps are, you know, all ASCII, so it's a little crude. I imagine you want to get the teleporter to level 2, which is going to be TD or TA. I don't think I took TA. How did I not take TA? Okay. You see some gaunt men in poorly fitting leather. The leader waves and calls to you. Okay. Random encounters are always hostile and always morale 100. These creatures have been lost in the maze long enough to be starving and seek to kill and eat anything they find. If you try to flee, success is determined based on the movement of your slowest party member. Okay, we'll try to flee. Nope. So we got 7th level thieves. And we start a very long way from each other. So, another couple things that I learned just from discussions online and stuff is that actually with Goldbox Companion for Pool of Radiance, we actually could have made Paladins and Rangers. They're added in the next game officially, but we could have used the Companion to make them here. Also, I don't almost loot anything anymore. Money practically has no purpose. I have fine composite longbows for my 3 fighters, and that's basically the only money sink in the game. So at this point, it's kind of pointless. Yeah, so we could have made Paladin and Rangers. And I think what I'm planning to do is carrying over these characters to the next game, and then making Mangg into a Paladin and Hiram into a Ranger is my plan. Also, with Companion, we could just ignore the level restrictions for demi-humans. So I actually could have made a more varied party with the Companion app, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, so we're gonna heal up, and we're actually gonna level up now. So Mangg is now going to level 6. He gets another 14 hit points, bumping him up to 76. And he gets a Thaco bump. And Gregory gets the exact same thing. So they're both at 76 hit points. Pretty good Thaco. All is well. I just need to figure out how the fuck to get out of here. We're in a maze. So there's that. I wish the companion just kind of... I don't know. Showed me the whole map. You are surprised by vicious-looking driders. One licks its lips. Alright, fuck it. So these have 36 health. And they have a paralysis melee attack with a -2 to save. 12 Thaco. 2 AC. Pretty tough. That's where spells come in handy, though. Although we almost got one dead. Alright, so let's throw out Stinking Cloud, I guess. Okay. We do have Fireball now on Imola, which is absurdly good, as you can imagine. It's fucking Fireball. And we can basically have it for every fight. So that's pretty great. There's some composite longbows. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Don't really need anything. And, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Trio of lizard men. One licks its lips. Okay, this is one very quick, easy fight. And actually, Hiram leveled up as well. Boom. 78 hit points. This is definitely a maze, and I'm not even... We're just gonna fight stuff, I guess. These have 30 hit points. They get 2 attacks every round. Thaco of 13. So, I mean, you could use Stinking Cloud. It's pretty good. Your characters will not go in it, though. Actually, I think neither will enemies ever enter it, so you can really use it to make convenient choke points if you want. Okay, so the combat, it's... The combat is better than almost any Might and Magic game. Let me say that. The actual combat itself, the tactical grid, and the decisions you can make and stuff like that, basically better than any Might and Magic game. Except for probably 10. But there is a decent amount of just nonsense. Especially if you didn't have the companion or... I mean, look at that. A whole person. All dead. Annihilated. It's crazy good. Yeah, magic gets very good. Which is nice to see, I think. Okay, I must have... Where the fuck am I? Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna go 1. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, okay, I should have been at that. Secret door is found in front of you. Great. Teleporter should be like right here. Except that it's not there. So I guess the teleporter is not a two-way teleporter. So we have to now just navigate out of this maze, which I wasn't supposed to go into anyways. So if we want to get out of the maze, that seems kind of tricky, actually. It's oh, okay. I see. I can go there. Okay. Eventually, we should be able to just drain the place of random encounters. And then there's no issue, which is really a cool aspect, actually, because it makes sense. There's only so many creatures in the location. Once you kill them all, you're not going to get more. I think that's a fantastic aspect compared to, say, a Final Fantasy game. Okay, easy peasy. Going down and down, left, yep. This should be the teleporter. Good. Okay, so now that put me all the way in the upper left of the map. And we want to get to TD. Yes. So from here, this is manageable. This is doable. Oh, more Driders. Stinking Cloud. I don't know if I can... Oh, yeah, that should... Nice. So, as you can see, most battles involve a lot of just the auto battle, the quick battle. Especially my melee people, I very rarely, like, specifically target shit. So the only thing that I do myself is the spellcasters on occasion, and it depends on the battle, and it depends on the spellcaster. Most of the time, yeah, just kind of kill shit. Bull-headed men. One licks its lips. So here's like a fight where... Okay, well... Yeah, another issue, I guess, is that the quick battle, I wish it was more extensive. I wish there was like a quick melee and a quick ranged option. Because here, I would like to get the jump on them. They're all melee enemies. I have bows. And I'd like to be able to just set, okay, quick ranged. You know, just only use ranged attacks. And then you can obviously stop the quick battle at any point by pressing spacebar. And then I would say, okay, now quick melee. Or something like that. But no, it's just quick. And they basically just use their best piece of equipment. And so Hiram, because he doesn't have a very good melee weapon, he always uses his bow, which is what I want from him most of the time. Unless there's an enemy next to him, then he'll switch. But the other guys always will just move into melee and attack. So I wish that was a bit more extensive. I'm hoping that that kind of option gets added. But for now, I just find it easier to just go into melee. Yes, obviously, I can switch all my dudes over to their bows and fire a couple times and then switch them back. But that's far too tedious for it to be worth it. So Minotaurs, 33 health each, AC of 6, Thaco 12. And they do get 2 attacks per round. So they are not lightweight. I don't think Hold Person will work on them. So Stinking Cloud is going to be the flavor du jour. I don't know if that's a perfect spot. Oh, it'll work. And then we also have Magic Missile. Yes, I could... Alright, I mean, I could throw out Fireball. It's got a diameter of 5. So, you know, it's a big boy. It's hard to really guess where to put it. Okay. Should have put it one more to the left, but we're fine. Stinking Cloud is so good, and yeah. Done. Okay, and Imola actually leveled up. So now he's going to level 6. He gets another 5 hit points. Thaco bump slightly. And he gets another spell choice. So we're going to go with... so from what I understand, Lightning Bolt's really good against a single target compared to Fireball. But then there's also Haste. And it's rare for a video game to not have a good version of Haste. So let me look at the spell description here. So it's a diameter 5, duration 3 minutes plus 1 minute per level. Cancels an existing slower effect or doubles both movement and number of physical attacks. Affects only allies. Ages any affected recipients by 1 year. That's right. And I read that in this game, humans' age starts to become an issue once you receive the spell about 20 times. Which is not that many. That's not going to be something you cast all the time. And I wouldn't ordinarily cast it all the time. I don't throw buffs out all the time, even though I get them back every battle. It does say you will eventually be able to purchase elixirs of youth in pools of darkness. That's the 4th game in this series. So I'd have to carry these characters a long time without many uses of haste. That's iffy. I think we probably want to go with Lightning Bolt. So I'm going to go with Lightning Bolt. But yeah, eventually we'll get haste and we'll use it, but that's kind of scary. Okay, so we're not going to have Lightning Bolt until I memorize it. And we're not going to camp out in this maze, so we will just move on. See some hungry-looking kobolds. Yeah, you get into a fight with 3 fucking kobolds. Great. And then you could take their 48 copper. Now you may be wondering why, oh man, why aren't you taking treasure? Even though, you know, you don't have anything to spend it on, blah, blah, blah. And that's because of encumbrance. You see, money weighs you down. And you get large amounts of coins in this game because there's a bunch of different currencies. You know, there's copper, silver, electrum, gold, platinum, jewelry, gems is all the currencies. And that all weighs you down. Coins are heavy. And so the more coins you have, the higher your encumbrance is going to be, and then the slower your movement rate is. And so I was picking up money nonstop before. Don't get me wrong. I've played RPGs. Money is money. I was picking up all the copper and all that. And it is true that if you go to a store and you buy anything, it will just automatically convert all your money to platinum. But still, I ended up with just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of platinum that I had to like spread across my party and weigh everybody down. And there's nothing to really spend it on. So fuck all that. I actually had a bank character that I made because you can swap in and out of your party. So I had a bank character that I just dumped all my platinum on. But even he was like filling up. So just, yeah, fuck it. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find the pyramid map that I lost now because I looked up haste. Ugh, God, this maze. Okay, I think we want to go over... Oh, Sturges. A lot of Sturges. And Sturges have a paralysis attack, I guess. They say a blood draining attack, but it seems like paralysis. We're gonna want to whip out a fireball here. I don't know if they'll get hit with sleep. They seem kind of lightweight, but... Alright, good. That helps. And we'll throw out a prayer, which buffs all of us and debuffs all the enemies. Okay, it says paralyzed on the companion, but I don't think they're actually paralyzed. I don't know what the blood draining attack is, but seems okay. And we'll throw out another sleep there, just to disable as many as we can. I don't think they're that tough of enemies. If it was an actual paralysis attack, we'd be fucked. So, yeah, I don't know if I really went into that in the first video, but yes. Like, sleep and stinking cloud and stuff causes enemies to be helpless, and then pretty much any attack against them will just kill them, regardless of how much health they have. That's what makes sleep and stinking cloud insanely good, and hold person. Okay, now we're on the second level. The second and third level, apparently. I don't know how that works. So now... we want to go... Oh, I see what I did. I shouldn't have thrown that rock the first time. So we're trying to get to the big boss man here. Yarash. This is his pyramid. So we definitely want to get to him. So he's at location 25. And, okay, so to get there, we need to use the TL teleporter. And the TL teleporter is... oh, I see. There's a dial. TK. But the TK... No. Fuck. Just tell me the order and what to do it. Oh, God. Oh, wait. No, maybe we don't have to do that. Okay, there's just a door. So I'm at TD. So we want to just go... We want to get to TK. Yeah, okay. So we have to use basically all the teleporters in order. Right, so we got to get to TH. Uh-huh. So we got to get to TG. Uh-huh. 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 It's complicated, dude. Holy shit. Solving this without a walkthrough? Good God. Especially because, like, the companion map shows me where I am. But if you didn't have that, you just appear in a hallway somewhere. And you have to figure out where you went. Like, it's insane. I don't know how people beat this back in the day. Good God. Good God. Okay, so we want to avoid that. We want to go all the way up and all the way around. And we're going to TI. I mean, there's no other option there, so... yeah, that's fine. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, we want to ignore that. We can turn off search mode. So search mode lets you find, like, treasure piles that are located at certain spots, like preset spots. You can only find them usually if you have search mode on, but search mode will increase your chance of getting random encounters. Actually, I don't know if I should have fought them. Yeah, I could have parlayed with them. We could have avoided this fight. But that's okay, because that doesn't ruin anything, so that's fine. Sleep. Only one. It's alright, we will put him to the sword. Easy. I feel like there's other complaints that I had, and I just can't remember now. I feel like I was prepping up for this big tirade. Okay, good. And then from here, we want to go T8. No, we don't want to go to T8. That'll send us back to the first level. We want to go to TG, which will send us to TG. I feel like that's probably correct. Tempted to just save to be sure, but... So I can throw a rock here, and if I throw a rock, I can toggle the destination to and from TH on level 3. And I think that's what we want. So let's throw a rock, and then move on. And that was wrong. Okay. Okay. I'm back, right, alright, I'm right back where I was. So now if I could have just gone through it then. No, that took me here. Okay. Well, what the fuck? So that doesn't... That's not correct then, is what you're saying to me? Could be that that's not correct. I'm not quite sure... Oh, no, that was correct. Yeah, this has certainly been the most, like, tricky to figure out thing in this game. Okay, so here, this is TG with a capital G, which will take me back to the one that I just was at, but I can throw a rock to go to TH instead, which is what we want. So I'm pretty sure throw a rock and move on. That's correct. Perfect. So now if we move on, this is TJ with a capital J. And if we don't throw a rock, we go basically back to where we just were. So we do want to throw a rock and move in. And then now, yep, we're in the upper left. That's perfect. So that's TK. And then we're going to bump into, okay. Interesting. I'm gonna save here, as always. You see a sign over the door in front of you. It says, "Don't forget the password." This is followed by 6 dwarvish runes. So, yeah, this is something that we don't really have to worry about too much. But this is copyright protection, which is what they used to do in the olden times. So you'd get, with the physical copy of the game, like this code wheel or whatever that would allow you... I mean, all these different games had different variations on it. You know, the Monkey Island ones had some funny like pirate mix and match thing or whatever. So in this game, it's different runes. So these are dwarvish runes, and you'd have to go to your code wheel and like configure it to tell you what they actually translate to. You quickly translate them and say, "Do you really mean yes?" Okay. Okay. Usually it just auto skips the copyright protection for me, because normally there's copyright protection at the start every time you load up the game, but they removed that. So I thought that that wasn't a factor anymore, but no! I guess I did have to type something there. So, yeah, that's what happens if you fail your copyright protection. You basically just all die. Good thing I saved. Alright, so the translation is knock knock from Kingmaker, I guess. You've entered the fountain chamber. In the center of the room, a column of black foul water jets up through a clear pipe and out the roof. Another pipe running from the wall across and to your right pumps in streams of the foul liquid. All about the room are valves, gauges, petcocks. And petcocks? Okay. Again, you know, I consult the walkthrough for everything because that's how I roll. Okay, so here's Yarash's experiments, and he's polluting the Stojano River. You can destroy the equipment. If you fail to destroy it the first time, probability of 34.9%, it is best to get away from it as it will soon explode on its own, dealing 3d10 damage to every party member. Destroying the machinery marks the area as cleared. But that doesn't matter, as you cannot leave level 3 without defeating Yarash, which also does. So it's kind of pointless to even do it, but I guess we will. Let's destroy the equipment. You have destroyed the last piece of equipment. Alright, perfect. Then we'll save again and bash our way in. An ancient mage looks up from his studies. Ah, good. I need more specimens as controls. He turns to his mutated guards. Subdue them! We will advance right up to this asshole. Because apparently he's got a wand of... paralysis? Yeah, wand of paralyzation. So we want to disable him as quickly as possible. I'll actually do targeted attacks here. He's down to 14 health. Let's use magic missile. The lizard men are not much of a concern, so we're just going to unload everything into this guy. He's got 8 health left. And I guess let's fireball if I can aim this properly. I mean, there should be solid, right? Perfect. All right, now the rest is just gravy. This might actually be tougher lizard. Yeah, these are mutant lizardmen. They get 3 attacks per round. Still, no concern. But if we were paralyzed, big concern. All right, some bracers, 2 potions, a wand, and a potion. Why not? Why not? Why not? So bracers of AC 4. I'm gonna throw those over to Rosalina. 2 potions of healing, a wand of paralyzation, which could be pretty damn useful. I'll throw that also over to Rosalina. And a potion of speed. I have yet to use any potion in this game. But maybe that's on me. Maybe that's my bad. All right, so now we want to go to 24, which is okay. So back out here. You have entered a pumping room. Working as slaves in this room are 3 lizard men with whip cuts across their back who are shackled to the wall by long chains. 2 of them are pouring barrels of the black contaminant into a large vat. The other is working a bellows pump. They recoil in fear. Parlay. Probably just want to be nice, I would imagine. It's usually what you do, right? If you attack them, they counterattack with barrels of mutagens they are holding. 2 random characters take 201 damage each, and then you fight 3 lizard men. Parlaying with a haughty, sly, or abusive attitude has the same effect. If you parley with a nice or meek attitude, they allow you to free them. Oh, that's so nice of them. Alright, we'll be nice. As you free them, they tell you all about what Yarash is doing and how you can get help from their tribe in the swamp. You copy all they say as entry 35 of your journal. So that's another thing, a pretty old school thing, where, like I said, they won't put all the text necessarily into the game. So you'll have a separate book, a physical book, that has all these journal entries. And so then when it tells you, hey, look at entry 35, you can go and look at 35. So technically, I mean, you could just read the whole journal, out of context. But now you can kind of, I think it's better that way of just looking up when they tell you. It's an interesting thing. It's nothing I've never experienced it in person. I never had one of those books or played one of these kind of games back then. But I do think it's kind of a cool concept to get around the text limitations. It's kind of like Twitter, the Twitter longer, thing that you can do on Twitter to just like, I can't fit all the text here, but if you take a look over here, here's my full thoughts. Okay, so now the last thing we want to do is we're gonna fuck with the teleporter in here. So we can go over to his desk, and he'll have 5 journal entries that we can read. But we want to go to the teleporter. And we want to set it to copper, silver, gold, and then blue. And keep going back. Okay. You can set blue, copper, silver, gold. It's currently set to blue. Yes. Copper. And now we'll go here. And we've teleported. You're in a storeroom holding a vast collection of magical junk. So we want to search. Alright. So I don't really care about treasure most of the time. What I care about is the XP you get for finding treasure. And so, we'll take a look. I think these are +2 shields. And then the magic user scrolls. Yeah, I mean, I still don't use them. Okay, so now we've teleported back. So now we're going to change it to silver. So you could have just stepped on the teleporter initially and got whisked back to the first level, and then, you would have just left or something. Alright, we got 276 more XP. I think there's going to be... Ooh, some good stuff. 2-handed sword. Take a look at all this later. And then finally gold. This has got to be the best. Scale mail. Okay, and then we're pretty much done here, so we'll change it to blue. And we get whisked back to the start, and we pop out. As you leave the Sorcerer's Pyramid behind, you can see that the land is already beginning to recover from the alchemical pollution caused by the pyramid. Great. So now we're going to go to the Lizardmen camp up in the mountains. You find a ruined castle surrounded by quicksand. An old worn drawbridge is the only safe way across the quagmire. Will you enter the ruined castle? Yes. You sense an anti-magic shell around you. Interesting. I'll save, even though I don't think we're going to be accosted. Okay, so an old lizardman looks at me. And we should be able to just say a phrase, or we should parlay with them, something. Something. where is this lizardmen camp? Here. You may then give the friend word savior to the old lizardmen here to complete the mission. So that was probably in the journal entry, so you would know that. A group of humans were described to me by 3 of our people whom they rescued. If you are they, you will have been shown our tribal friend word. What is it? Savior. Do you really mean savior? Yes. The old lizardman... Okay, it skips past because I'm running on double speed. From nearby, a group of lizardmen appears. One larger than the rest moves to the front. Your time is through, old one. Your claws are blunt. Face me or find some fool to champion you. The old lizardman turns it to you and says, our cause is one. Will you champion me? Yes. Okay, hold on. If you say no, he says, then I must fight him myself. The combat is extremely short in duration. When it is finished, Drythe turns to his followers and shouts, kill them. And you have to fight Drythe and 12 lizardmen. If you say yes, your chosen champion fights Drythe, 1-on-1. If you lose, the result is the same as if you had said no. If you win, then the other lizardmen withdraw. Okay. I mean, So wait a minute. I either have to fight the champion, his big guy, 1-on-1, or I have to fight him and 12 lizardmen with my whole team. Let's do 1-on-1. I mean, I want to see Mangg get in there and fuck shit up. Yes. Mangg. Alright, this is all quick battle. Okay. Well, that was quite easy, wasn't it? Seeing their leader fall, the other lizardmen withdraw. The old lizardman turns to you. You have done me great service. Rest assured that my people will not join Tyranthraxis. That's the big boss of this storyline. Tyranthraxis. Still, my people still are hostile to strangers. I think it best if you leave. He turns and disappears into the wilderness. Okay, so technically now we have completed the commission. We can go back and hand it in and get XP. But we can also then just go into the catacombs and do the whole dungeon if we want to get the loot that's down there. Which is, you know, a decent amount of XP. But I think we're going to hit level cap before I do everything anyways. So we're just going to fuck off. We're going to leave. And now we're going to travel all the way back to town. So if you ever surprise an enemy, usually if you wait, they will leave. Yeah, that's usually how it works, if you get the surprise. Parlay. Meek. Okay, they left us alone. Like I said, you can avoid a lot of fights in this game, which is nice. We're going to take the boat back. I don't know why I came back to town. I didn't really... Oh, the commissions. Yeah. And hopefully we get a couple more levels for our spellcasters. No, I don't want to break in. So, yeah, it's like 5 p.m. and they're already closed. Bullshit. We'll just wait in the slums like great heroes do. Okay. Hey, with the clearing of the Stojano River, we can open up the hinterlands for trade. Here is your reward. 5,708 XP. That is the most that I've ever gotten. That's pretty nice. I'll take the 15 jewelry, I guess. You can keep your platinum. Your elimination of the Lizardmen menace has greatly improved our strategic position. Here's your reward. 2,466 XP. Excellent. Okay, so the heir to the house of Bivant must be rescued. We will pay generously for his safe return. Lord Cadorna has a delicate diplomatic mission that requires your particular skills. You are summoned to his chambers. Go through the south door. And that's all the commissions available. Interesting. Oh, God. Oh, damn it. I pressed the wrong button. So now we're fighting all the fucking guards here. Bunch of those guards have 87 hit points. They're 8th level fighters. Great. I mean, I guess let's see if we can do it. I might reload. You do kind of piss off the whole town. And you won't be... They won't be happy again until you complete a commission. But, you know... I complete commissions all the time. Okay, here you go. Nice, thick fireball right in the heart of it. Well, it's softened a lot of things up, I guess. God. Yeah, they're tricky. I did see that some people will actually purposefully do this as a strategy in order to get a lot of magical items. And we're probably at the point in the game where we can do this. These guys are the 8th level fighters. I wish I had gotten lightning bolts, because that would have fucking shredded. But we can try hold person on the 8th level fighters. Probably pretty good resistance against hold person, I would imagine. I would think. Nah, I mean, we're doing alright. Alright, well, at this point, it's basically just quick battle for an hour and see how much we can kill. And see if they can hurt us. But yeah, it's... I don't know. And, you know, it could work out. We could get quite a bit of magical loot out of it, and I'm just gonna leave town and go do another commission somewhere. So, it's probably not the end of the world. I don't like that Serena stepped up in front. That's not a good place for the cleric. This is a very tight bottleneck. And now I got Rosalina up there. That's gonna be bad. Man, I wish I had Lightning Bolt. Yeah, Serena's probably gonna die. And then... It is pretty funny that this many guards just swarmed out in response to me being like, no, I wanna see him. Please let me see him. I'm not going anywhere. You just get 50 guards rushing out to slaughter you after I've, like, basically saved the town. Yeah, you know. So this is why we play on double speed, though, because there's a lot of bullshit. Alright, so now if I don't bandage Serena, she will die, because this battle's gonna take way too long. So, bandage. I don't know what Gregory is doing exactly. I guess he's going for the deep flank. Okay, Rosalina is dead as well. So I'm gonna go in here, and we're going to bandage. Okay. Yeah, those 8th level fighters, turns out they're pretty good. See, sometimes that quick AI just does not know what the fuck it's doing, or it's a cryptic system involving trying to bait enemies in, or I have no idea. Let's stinking cloud this shit, though. So 3 of the 8th level fighters are now helpless. I wish we could get that 4th one, but still, that helps a lot. And then if once we kill all the 8th level fighters, this fight's basically over. I don't know what that... God, what is this guy doing? It's something with walls, and like he's trying to go for a flank, but it's not going for a flank, and so I'm just gonna move him myself. Fuck it. Okay. Throw out another sleep here. Good. Knock some more dudes out. Okay, now he's gonna be involved in the battle finally. My two-handed fighter. Thank God. Alright, looking pretty good. I wonder how much XP we'll get for something like this. Usually you don't get much for battles. Okay. Oh, good. That 8th level fighter's still helpless. See if we can just kill him real quick before he recovers. Gregory is surrounded. Alright, that's all the 8th level fighters, so I think we got this in the bag. Lightning bolt would have helped, but it's fine. And once we level up our fighters one more time to 7, they actually get another attack every other round, and that's going to be a big plus. So, yeah, I'm going to end the video here after we win this, and then I'm going to keep playing, of course, and then I think we'll come back for the final commission to kill Tyranthraxis. Should be pretty exciting. But you can see just like how this would be rough for me to record everything for, because a lot of it is just sitting here watching lengthy quick battles over and over. You know, the actual big exciting battles are few and far between. Boom, sniped. 8,688 XP for my 4 conscious characters. Jesus. Okay, and then a whole lot of rings. I think these might be rings of protection. Maybe? Longbows, wands from the spellcasters. Oh man. I don't even need all this shit. What am I doing? I don't know, take a two-handed sword and maybe take 1 plate mail for somebody, like Mangg. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably fine. It was mostly about the XP, right? The remaining guards decide to leave you alone. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Oh yeah, plate mail +2. Jeez. That's pretty good. More wands of magic missile. I got a necklace of missiles. Ring of protection +3. Oh, man. Okay, we basically just solved the game there. I see why people do that fight then. All right. Well, it shouldn't be too long then before I come back for the final commission. Cool. My name is Mangg. Oh, wait a minute. What? Why has it been showing Legend of Amberland in the background? I've had that up in the background because I was playing that earlier. How long has that been showing? Why would it switch to that of all things? Oh, damn it. My name is Mangg. game you have not been watching has been Pool of Radiance. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.